set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. Fielded right around the 8. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they'll be led out by Marcus Mariota, former second overall pick back in 2015, now in his 8th season in the league.
Coming out of Oregon as the Heisman Trophy winner, we thought that this guy was headed towards superstardom, and while he didn't quite reach those heights, he did have some flashes along the way. And right now, his athleticism continues to keep him in the league. Still has a good arm.
And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Well, they had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that two-point conversion.
And I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point? But after a play like that, you talk about the 1-2 punch, right? It's a momentum play. Go for 2 and really try to capitalize, and that's what they attempted.
And not a good return at all. Down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7. Mariota now to throw on first down. Steps, and he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. Extra point forthcoming. And this is up. It's through. It extends their first quarter lead to 13-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. Batson not going to risk returning it, so they'll start at the 25. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Working out of the gun, Mariota. And that one going to come up short, low throw.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So a big play there. Not only the fumble return for the touchdown, then they get the 2-point try. And, you know, for the defense, though, they were just over there sitting on the field. They had to rush out to try to defend that.
You know, it's funny. They actually practice situations that they call sudden change when the team turns it over. I'll guarantee you no one practices a fumble return for a touchdown like that, and now someone goes for 2. Really good strategy by them putting them in that situation.
And here now come the Falcons. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. To throw is Mariota. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
3rd down, here's Patterson. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. Here's Bradley Pena now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. A great effort there. Taking it in. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. point after, right down the middle. And the rout is on here in this first half. We know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6.
So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. Taking it about the 1.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Well, CD, what a start for them. Still in the first quarter, they're absolutely blitzing them. All the points that they put up.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away.
Taken at the goal line. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Mariota now. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
And boy, things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown and also a 2-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for a team to have it happen against them. So the offense just says, you know something? Let's add to it. Pile on top, go for 2 now while their heads are down.
1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota
at their own 27. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. So the Eagle offense coming on here as he'll try for 2 points. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. I'm not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. And the formula there on the 2-point try to go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that someone, if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. He rifles one that's intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick-6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the 2nd quarter.
Taken in at the 3. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
Back to it after the pick-6. Mariota.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Eagles just continue to roll.
Extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this first half. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away.
Cameron Batson now from his end zone. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9. Been a nightmare of a first quarter for him. 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. As he starts again here, 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Out of the gun, a run with Patterson.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, Mariota. Buying time to his left. And that is incomplete. That makes him now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. With it is Brown. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. A.J. Brown. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Eagles are pouring it on. The quarterback will keep it himself. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. And the option play works on the 2-point try. What'd you think of the call?
I like the call. What you're worried about, though, is if the defense blitzes the play. And if they do, what your answer is, the option. Why? If they blitz it, the quarterback has a chance to get rid of it to a trailing back. That would work pretty well there.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. 1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota
at their own 25-yard line. Mariota. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Mariota. Forced out to his left. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. It is picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big this early. But that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
First down, Mariota. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Out of his end zone, Mariota. And he can't get away. Mariota goes down, and that is going to be a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford any more at this point. Touchdown, Philadelphia! A great play there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Eagles extend their lead yet again. He'll drop to throw. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the border.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice.
And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mariota got a man. It's Patterson complete. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Mariota. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. It's such a costly interception, nearly a pick-6, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get it.
And he will take this one in for an Eagle touchdown. Dallas Goedert taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Eagles have got it on cruise control. Point after, right down the middle. And a route is on here in this first half. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing, Mariota. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. From the gun, Mariota. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up.
lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And this offense is going to be set up with a 1st and 10 inside the 15. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. Doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter.
And the Eagles just continue to roll.
Extra point attempt here still to come. Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. The Falcons ready to take over. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drop.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
So out come the Falcons now.
And they have done themselves absolutely no favors to earn a win today in this one, Charles. The turnover woes continue. On that last drive, they had that fumble that led to a touchdown.
And Brandon, I would say they have a mission on this drive and bottom line.
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the route is on here in this first half. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10. Mariota.
He's got the tight end Fertzer right side complete.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Now Mariota. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. A great play there. 28 yards.
And the Eagles are pouring it on.
Now back to throw. This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points. And around the goal line, especially on two-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Atlanta regains possession of the football. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Mariota to throw it. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Now the try here for the point after. And the route is on here in this first half. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away.
Here's Batson now, bringing it out of the end zone.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he'll be marked down at the 2-yard line.
And in our meeting with the special teams coordinator, we asked him, what's your philosophy on bringing the ball out? Do you give him a red light? Do you keep him in? Green light, let him go?
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Eagles extend their lead yet again.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
The Falcons back out, getting set for this next drive.
Mariota on first down. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The Falcons offense set to go.
And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Now on 2nd and 13, Mariota. And a loose football. It is picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. To try here for the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's caught inside the 10. And he will step out of bounds. Oh, what a mistake there. And the 2-point try will be unsuccessful.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number 1, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number 2, If you are going to go for two, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. 1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota at their own 19-yard line. 1st and 10, it's Patterson.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down. Now Mariota. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And 1st and goal is what it will be at the 6-yard line. Excellent field position. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Eagles have got it on cruise control.
The first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it's stealing it, it's scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over it.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
They'll start this drive. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown run.
And the Eagles just continue to roll.
And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. And a little quarterback draw option works to perfection for him.
Yeah, it's hard to account for the quarterback in most situations on defense, and that's why the quarterback draw is so successful. Everyone else covered, makes a little fake, runs into the end zone.
Here's Batson now, bringing it out of the end zone. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
This offense hoping to do better than last drive. Remember, they had the fumble that set up the short field, and then they gave up the touchdown CD.
And so many people talk about how you have to have a short memory after you make a mistake in the NFL. I don't totally subscribe to that partner. I think that you have to remember what you did and figure out how to not do it again. Get out there and execute the next time out. Avoid those errors and get some momentum built back up for your offense.
It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Mariota.
And this is going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Yeah, this is going to be touchdown, but what a gift here. That's going to set the return team up in the red zone already.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Touchdown! An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Eagles are pouring it on.
Point after try forthcoming. And the route is on here in this 1st half. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away.
From the 6. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they? And now here's another interception. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick-6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort with the mistakes that happen. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
Second quarter now, Falcon football. As they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Here's Patterson again. And he loses the football a second time. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And some space here. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. Fumbles, that's how you get in the coach's doghouse. The first one lost and it hurt. This time you lose it and it's taken in for a score. It really hurt.
And about that doghouse, it won't exactly be comfortable, and it definitely won't be air-conditioned.
Milk bones?
None.
So they elect to pass there on the two-point try. Sometimes could prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
Here's Batson now, bringing it out of the end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. The do-it-all weapon, Cordero Patterson, coming back out. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today.
And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And what else could go wrong at this point? This is going to be a defensive touchdown as they keep piling it on. So the Eagle offense coming on here as he'll try for 2 points. They'll try and throw for it to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense.
That's true. You've said that before. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw Mariota. And it's a fumble. And fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line in the red zone. Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Eagles continue to pull away here in this first half. And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it. and extend this lead out even further. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the two-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on two-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a two-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota
at their 25-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
In there to drop him for the loss, linebacker Nakobe Dean, an outstanding play.
On 2nd and 12, Mariota. And his throw is incomplete.
Help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggling to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Flush to his right. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And here now come the Falcons. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Ed one told me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted.
And oh my goodness, he loses it again. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. From 19 yards away.
And the Eagles extend their lead yet again.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. Two-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Here's Batson now, bringing it out of the end zone. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9. Bring out the Falcons offense once more. Cordero Patterson ready to go again at running back.
They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit.
In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And what else could go wrong at this point? This is going to be a defensive touchdown as they keep piling it on. An extra point attempt to follow here. Going to fake it. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and after that loss of a yard.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. Offensively lucky there, able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes...
And he'll score! Touchdown, Eagles! A great effort there. Taking it in.
And the Eagles have got it on cruise control.
Back to throw. And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them. But he identified an open target and put it right on him.
And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback.
1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota
at their own 25-yard line. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Throwing is Mariota.
And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
This offense so far on 3rd down, an almost unimaginable 0 for 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like the running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Oh, it's a wobbler here. And he'll score! Touchdown, Eagles! A great play there. 29 yards.
And the Eagles just continue to roll.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Popular down near the goal line. Quick slant. Nice job there to get in, knock it away.
It was, and one of the other things you're concerned about when you throw that route is to make sure your offensive linemen use their leverage to get the hands of the defensive front down so you can throw it through that little bit of crowd and get it to the receiver. In this event, they did, but a nice play by the defender knocking it away.
A 1st down throw for Mariota. That's complete to his tight end, Ferkser. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11.
Bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose.
Wow, that ball was knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through.
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And a tough turnover there, as now they will have it at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash? And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Eagles are pouring it on.
They'll look to throw. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
Well, after that, it's not hard to see where the momentum is pointing because it's squarely on his side. After heads-up play to job that one in for another 2 points.
The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. We'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down. Mariota now. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. So a change of possession here on the punt. And this offense set up with a very short field. 1st and 10 inside the 20. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. It's their quarterback with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles extend their lead yet again. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, it told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Mariota. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill, or the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground. Whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles have got it on cruise control. Now the extra point try forthcoming. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching there.
I would say so. And they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Now an option play on 2nd down.
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Eagles just continue to roll.
They'll look to throw here. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this front.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
On third down, Mariota. And my goodness, another interception. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-six TD.
I cannot imagine a more perfect half of football for one side, CD, and a more disastrous half of football for another side. But if you focus on the positive half, with this pick-six, you look at where that lead is at, and to think that we are only in the second quarter, my goodness.
I love the expression, my goodness indeed. Pretty obvious. It's a free fall out there. Everybody gets a chance to make a play. And if you're on the field, you've got a great chance of being the next guy that your teammates are celebrating.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. First and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota
At their own 19-yard line. They'll start by running the option to the right. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is shoving onto the field as they'll go for two. And this is going to be caught. I'm not sure about the need to go for two, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. 20, 10, 5. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown.
So that's about as fortuitous of a bounce as you're going to find as it's scooped up and taken in for the touchdown.
And I love how you use the word fortuitous there, because as that popped up, he just happened to be in the right place, grabbed it, and found his way into the end zone.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
Here's Batson now, bringing it out of the end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. The do-it-all weapon, Cordero Patterson, coming back out.
Now, I'm not going to say you completely abandon the passing game, but it would really behoove them to get this running game going more.
That's the identity most teams are seeking. Able to establish themselves, control the game by running it, have to touch it multiple times in order to have success in this game.
As we say, that's right. As we say all the time, that sets up the passing game. I feel like a broken record with that.
listen, we can be broken records all we want. Bottom line is, lather up that big horse and let him run.
Again, Patterson.
And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And what else could go wrong at this point? This is going to be a defensive touchdown as they keep piling it on. So the Eagle offense coming on here as they'll try for 2 points. They'll drop to throw. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Falcons ready to take over. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. It's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. A great play there. Taking it in. And the Eagles are pouring it on. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out when they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mariota. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on this.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Now here's Bradley Pinion now.
Fair catch signaled for and taken, and that punt went nowhere. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow, and I mean, if they can get points here, Charles.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Eagles extend their lead yet again.
And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Atlanta regains possession of the football. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. No going for two. They'll kick the point after. And the route is on here in this first half. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. So out come the Falcons now.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Mariota.
And an incomplete pass. Stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. On third down, it's Paul. Fourth down now after a loss of 2. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Well, the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mariota. James has got it. Complete. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Final play of the half here. Mariota. And that is incomplete. So we've come to halftime here in... You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it.
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in this second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin this third quarter. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be.
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. 41 yards.
And the Eagles have got it on cruise control.
And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for two, but they get it and extend this lead out even further.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes has a way of catching up with you.
1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota
at their 25-yard line. They'll start this and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. Exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Throwing, Mariota. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Falcons back out, getting set for this next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know.
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point. And on the other side,
no, bottled up fumble. It's out, it's loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Eagles get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. They'll look to throw. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
But I guess when you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on. But apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. Now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Patterson.
No, bottled up fumble. It's out, it's loose, and it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked-off folks on the other sideline now.
Atlanta now coming out on the field.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put the...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But the Falcons were able to recover, so they will keep possession.
The fumble on first down. Now here's second down.
A shotgun handoff to Patterson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. This will be a loss of 3 and now a much tougher third down looming. Mariota. And that is incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
And what a golden break here. This ball is going to be touchdown, but just outside of the red zone. The Eagles offense back out onto the field.
Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that...
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. From 21 yards away.
And the Eagles just continue to roll.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. On the move to his left. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Falcons offense set to go. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout. And with that, they're down to 1 remaining here in this second half. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Mariota. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since they... And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A great play there. 28 yards.
And the Eagles take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota
at their own 25-yard line. They'll start by running the option to the right. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return? Everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home.
I always always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Mariota now to throw on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. Now the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. And now here's another interception. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Point after here coming up. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff.
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. Extra point attempt to come here. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add two more onto their lead. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota
at their 25-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now Mariota. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, is going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz.
Touchdown, Eagles! An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Eagles take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Atlanta now coming out on the field.
Well, right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You trail them by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard at doing that.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he'll get this back down to the 12.
But that hasn't made a pass, has it? They found a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the back of the passer.
Touchdown. 12 yards to ground.
And the Eagles are able to capitalize on the force by turning it into 6 points. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on the sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen